Welcome back, everyone, to another outdoor episode of LANCESCURV. Today, I saturated with rest. Now I'm saturating with sun, and I'm saturating with peace. Peace. Finally. Peace. We got to learn how to detox off of the madness. There's a lot of chaos, confusion, madness, insanity out in the world that we absorb unnecessarily because we take it as the norm. We take it as something that is, aside from the madness of these flies trying to get in my ears, that's kind of the norm out here. But we take it as the norm. And I've been studying a whole lot, researching a whole lot, as I've always been, but I have more time to do so in a place where there's no distractions, not very little, but no distractions. Because behind these four walls, I control what goes on here. And it's a wonderful thing to shield out what's on the outside. But I will admit that I am a bit of a recluse. And I have hermit-like tendencies, but it only allows me to get into more what is inside of me. I really don't care about the foolishness that goes on out in the world. I really don't care about the nondescript, insignificant things that won't even matter 2 weeks from now out in the world. I don't care who's sleeping with who. I don't care who purchased what. More power to you. But for the first time in my life, I'm in a place where there's no more shock from entities. I've experienced the whole full gamut of what can happen. No more surprises. Individuals who have shown their hand, who let you know how they stand. And now I'm above that atmosphere. The clouds are below me. I'm free. And in that, looking back on my life growing up in New York City, and this can go for anyone growing up anywhere, but New York City is a very intense place, just like Chicago and Detroit and Dallas and Houston and Los Angeles, Miami, wherever you want to speak it, Atlanta. So I've learned that when you're in close proximity, physically to people, you do share a bit of energy. You do overlap, whether you know them or not. This is why public transportation can change your mood, can change how you see your day, because you're close to so many people who may be enlightened, but for the most part, we know that many of these people are not, right? Many of these people have challenges. Some have problems. All depends on the person. It doesn't mean that it jumps off on you completely, but it has an effect. If you go somewhere, let's just compare it to going to a nightclub. You go to a nightclub and you don't smoke, but everybody around you is smoking. Well, guess what? When you come home, you're going to smell like smoke. If you lay down in the mud with pigs, you're going to get that nice outfit muddied up, and it's not going to look good anymore. So the bottom line is you have to be careful of what's around you and detox as much as you can. And I'm not telling anybody here anything that they don't know. But it was interesting for me to find out that when you are physically close to somebody and when you get closer to them, there's something that reaches out to them and something that reaches out to you, and it combines. I'm looking at this camera and looking to focus. I don't know, maybe it's my eyes. Well, we're going to keep on going anyway. It's not about what you see, it's what you hear. So when we have people that are so determined to get around us who are not in our inner circles, it may be business, fine. It might be just interest. But be very careful of those who are looking to watch you like a monitoring spirit, to get into your inner circle with a smiling face, And this kind of thing happens a lot on social media because we don't understand what's happening with social media, how people that you don't even know can catch feelings, right? People that you don't even know can see your life and be all up in your life from what you display. I didn't bring my towel today, but it's okay. It's inside, but I'm not going to stop. And these are people who will actually be emotionally connected to you. And although they're not in a physical place to be close to you, they have these feelings by what they see. Now, you know, in many of the spiritual endeavors that many indulge in, the power of taking your photo and doing something with it, praying over it, chanting over it, doing things to it. They feel that this is a part of you and they can do things to you. Whether that's true or not, the intent is there. There are people who believe in all types of stuff, but the bottom line is if you don't feel that it's the truth and can affect you, it won't. I will tell you, since coming out to the motherland, I have had so many rituals performed on me, in my name, to stop me from ascending. Do they work? No. Because if you are a mentally confused individual or individuals with a history of mental illness, how could anything work when you're not right with yourself? When the Creator, which I will call God and not in the European sense, has an assignment for you, yes, there will be entities sent out to stop you from your assignment, and they are ordained by some other entity, which we call them different names. But when the Creator has something for you to do, you must understand nothing can stop you. A few things may be thrown in your way, or maybe you'll be delayed for a year or two, but when you really look at it, can't stop you. And you become a testimony, and you become an example on how to overcome against the odds. Folks turn their back on you, speak bad of you. It only boosts you up if you hold on and you understand what it is and you understand who you are. And that you have more power inside of you than you could ever imagine. But you have to focus on that power on the inside of you. Don't be distracted from the imps and the smears and, oh, I heard this and I heard that. What you heard? They said this. They said, oh, man, and I'm angry and I'm going to get... No, let it roll off. What is your mission? What is your mission? What is it that you are supposed to do? What is it that you were put here for? What is it that you are to do today? Today. And once today is gone, it's gone. Right? If someone tries to block you one way, have 5 or 6 other roads that you can ascend on and move in while they waste their time trying to stop you in this one way. Stop telling people your plans and your business, because they will meet you there where you intend to go. And the only reason why they want to meet you there is not only to observe it, but to wish it bad. Anybody in your corner can deal with you going off to yourself, making your plans and making it work, unless they are in your extreme inner circle. My inner circle is tighter now, more so than it's ever been. I had a deep conversation with a good friend of mine who's known me, how many years now? Going on 50 years, 49, 50 years. And he told me frankly, he said, Lance, you always see the good in people. You always see the good in people, and either you don't see the other intentions, but you ignore it or you dismiss it, and that's bad. That has always been your downfall. I have another good friend that I've known for about 46 years, right? And he told me in an interlocking fashion, Lance, when I meet anyone, I look for the flaws. when I meet anyone, I look for that sugar honey iced tea, that SHIT that's in them, that will surface later on after they got close to me, and it makes me make it easier for me to shut them down. Now, he's not looking at things negative, and I am so honored that he is still in contact, and we have a brotherhood that will go on forever, just like my other friend. But it's true. You can't ignore the red flags that you see. And you can't dismiss the effect that they're going to have on you in your mission. And as time goes by, I realize and understand how important it is to stay on course and stay on your mission, no matter how much I sweat, which is a healthy thing, right? But you got to stay on course. You can get knocked down. You can get totally erased. But the universe understands the vibration that you've always thrown out to the universe. Stay on course. My dear friend, Brother Sean, I did a video on him. And he always said, Lance, he passed away in June of 2020. He never saw me make it to the motherland, but he knew that we were on our way. He said, Lance, no matter what, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And every time we would part, because he worked with me at the bus company, but we became very, very good friends and brothers, he would always end that conversation that way. We could be talking about something else completely different, but he would always end the conversation by, Lance, always keep doing what you're doing. Please don't stop. While my feet are planted on different soil, even though this is a planet Earth, I hear his words every day. I hear my mother and my father's words every day. How they imprinted me with positivity and to push forward, to have always a goal, and to never, ever be jealous-hearted, envious of anyone. That is one thing that my father always put into me. And I never understood why others, growing up, because you see, like many of us, and I'm guilty of this too, that I would assess and judge the world around me and the people around me by the state of my own mind. You see, I was raised to see the best in everyone. I was raised to ignore whatever flaws a person had in order to help build them up if they wanted to be built up, and I was always there as a helping hand. But the bottom line is, I judged and assessed by the state of my own mind, so I thought they thought the same thing too. I never thought anyone could be jealous or envious of me, because I didn't think that way. But what you have to understand is that a thief will always think that someone is trying to rob him. A gossip will always think and feel that someone is trying to talk about them in a demeaning and negative way. See? A person who's negative will see the world as being something negative. And while many negative things have happened to me, not once have I thought to be jealous or envious of anyone, because my father told me, if you want something, you have to work hard for it. You got to sacrifice for it. You can't look to this one or you can't look to that one. You have to look within and make up your mind if this is something that you really want, no matter how impossible anyone says it is, that you can achieve it, as long as you get signed off by the Creator, by the one who made us and put us into the system. But you got to understand that we have different energies that vibrate on different frequencies on this plane, and they will shapeshift and appear to be someone who is on your side, but really in essence they're not. How do you know? Like they say in the Bible, you have to test the spirit, right? Well, there's nothing wrong with testing the spirit. See, we had a guy in Queens in New York City growing up. I know back in the 70s, and I saw him last in the 80s. Used to wear these dark shades, had a mustache, had a cap, and he just somehow knew how to dress to blend in. If you had to describe him and he took his hat and his glasses and his coat off, you wouldn't even know who he was. It wouldn't be the guy that you saw. This guy used to come and walk up to you and open up his blazer jacket and show you the jewelry that he had for sale. And it was cheap jewelry. And I never bought anything from him. The stuff looked good. But one time I saw something, and I'm not really into jewelry, but I saw something. I said, that's a nice little conservative piece. He said, I get it to you for $20. I said, well, let's go to the pawn shop. Not porn, y'all. PAWN, pawn shop, where you bring items to get cash for it. So he said, no, but you don't trust me. I said, I don't know you. If this thing is real, the pawn shop is right there. Let's go get it tested. And I'll even give you a little more for it. He said, man, I don't have that time. Right, look, I'm going to give you a little more for it. Right? So why are you hesitant to have it tested? Because you know this thing is not real. Now, when you test the spirit in people around you, you're not going to tell them, well, I'm about to test you right now. But every now and then, and I urge people to test me too, test my spirit. Make sure that I am what I say I am. Make sure that under the hood of the vehicle that I claim to be, with all the power in the engine, that every statistic stands true. But we don't do that. We see things that look good. Come on, fellas. You know what I'm talking about. And the ladies too. We get bedazzled by possessions that they may have. We get bedazzled by the words that they share. See? We look at the outer, but we don't look at the inner. And it's that inner that is covertly hidden that will spring out on you days, weeks, months, years, decades, at the most opportune time to show who they are, to bring you down. Now, should I look at everything in a negative light? No, this is not negativity. This is the world. If you've lived a certain amount of time in this world, you know what I'm saying is the truth. But you need time to detox from everything. You need time to detox from it all. And this is what me being here is all about. On this compound, in my home, nobody can even reach my door now. It's completely secured. And I'm inside, trying to get away from these flies. He went straight for the ear. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. And I'm just going to have to wave to the whole video, because I'm going to get my message out. See, it might not even be a human being. It might be somebody, some insect sent. Because these flies can be demons sometime too. I mean, they just don't leave you alone. Somebody told me that these flies sometime when they're aggressive for no reason at all, there's no food around or anything, that these are entities that this is their hell. They were cast back here to be flies. And they see your ascension, they see your life, and they just don't like it. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Has a little bit of ring of truth to it, though, I'll say that much. But you need, no matter where you live, no matter where you dwell, no matter where you lay your head, if it's just one room, if it's just under a tree, or you live homeless and in a tent, you need that place and that physical space where you can physically get away, mentally get away, spiritually get away. Because, see, people can tack things on you. They can put you in a certain state of mind. See, I was a very lusty teenager, a very lusty individual. And there are people that I know for many years that they want to keep me in that space. They want to keep me thinking that way, on that lower vibration that will take me away from my destiny, from the gifts that were put inside of me by the Creator, by keeping me just in that one frequency. Sending you pictures. Oh, look at that girl's butt. Oh, look at that woman's breast. Oh, look at them thighs. Yeah, I see it. But what are you doing today to make yourself better? And why every time you communicate with me, this is what you got to send me. You have nothing going on, obviously. You've accomplished a lot in life. And see, we can't let that fool us either. There are many people who accomplish great things in life and get to retirement and they have their homes paid for and they have, checks coming in and cars and they can take trips and different things. It doesn't mean they're a great person. Because we have people in this world who have achieved more than you have achieved on a worldly basis, and they still don't want you to have what you have or to have what's coming to you from what they can see. This is the thing. There are people who just want to sit atop everyone. And you're not competing with them. But the minute they see you start to rise in your particular chosen area of expertise, here they go with the negative words. Here they go, seeing an opportunity that could be yours through someone they know, but they're not going to connect the both of you because they're afraid that you're going to make more money. They're afraid that you're going to advance more than them, get more fame, more status, more money. It's crazy with people, and I'm flinching around because now I'm boxing these flies around me, and they want to get on me because I guess the message is getting out there. Look at them. They're all over the place now. I'm not going to stop. If you get in my ear, I'm just going to smash you in there. You're not going to stop me. Be gone. And we have to have this determination to maintain peace in our lives, because if you don't, they will keep calling you. They will keep emailing you. They'll show up at your door banging, banging, banging. Because they don't want you to have yourself to figure yourself out and what your mission is. And if you're on a mission, right, they want to take you off track. There'll be other things out there. If you have a problem with anger in the past, they'll want to piss you off and get you angry to take you off course. Right? They'll do everything that they possibly can. This is why you must be rooted in a place of peace every day. I have not left this place maybe in about 4 or 5 days. Haven't left. I think I'll go out tomorrow. I don't know. I might wake up and want to stay. I'm in bliss. I'm finally having myself to myself, my life force to build and not have individuals siphoning off just a little bit. And you have another one siphoning off your life force just a little bit here and a little bit there. And you don't notice the drain. But you notice that when it's time for you to do something for yourself, guess what? You don't feel like doing it now. You're enthusiastic this way, but in your heart, you're like, maybe I'll rest a little bit. How are you going to fill a bucket up with water? And it's got 10 holes in it. And you don't see the holes. But you're trying to fill the bucket up. And it never gets filled. This is the story of our lives, many of our lives. And when we lay there in the casket or in the urn at the memorial service or some memorial service, if they don't even have a body, we say what potential they had. They could have done something great. They could have been great. Not great on a worldly sense. Some will refer to it that way. But great in the aspect of fulfilling the seeds of greatness that were put inside of you. This is what the negative entities in the world will do, and you have to protect that. You cannot give away your energy so fast, and I've been guilty of that. So I had to say to myself, I'm in a place of peace now, and whoever got whatever energy from me, may it feed them forever. But from this point on, no more. No more. And when I learned that, and I see that, and closed up the holes in the bucket, guess what? The bucket fills up faster with water. You're like, whoa. So I really see how much has been taken from me. So be careful of your relationships. Be careful of those in your community or your neighbors who watch you from can't see morning to can't see night, to see what it is you're doing. No, block them all out. Block and delete these demons. And if a person is truly in your corner, over time, they will pass the test when you test the spirit. This is all I had to say today. There's so much more I can say, but we'll leave it at that. I just want to say I hope these words help somebody, and there's so much more I'm going to speak on this topic. And I'm going to continue to enjoy the sun, and I have a whole lot of plants to replant. Everything's looking good over this side of the mountain. And the breeze, the peace. What do you hear behind me? Nothing. There's a church service going on the other side of the mountain. You might hear some of that. But other than that, that doesn't bother me. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. But time now for me is moving so slow. In one respect, it's moving fast. But from here in the heart and being connected to my Creator, and to hear that voice from the him or the her or the him, her, which it's a combination of the masculine and female energies. Of course it is. You can't have one without the other, right? But I know I came out of my mother's womb, and I know my father implanted the seed to make me. So it takes two. So we can't dismiss either side with this chauvinistic or feminist views that many people have, who do appear to be brilliant, but they're pushing another agenda. Can't do it. See, these plants, they talk to me. They vibrate. They're happy around me. I love them. I talk to them. I water them, make sure they get what they need. And it's a beautiful exchange. You see, if we were truly rooted deep with the Creator, we would see the oneness of us, right? Fly almost got me, right? Just like I see these plants that are rooted in the soil. Different plants rooted in the same soil. So they understand how they are connected. And they understand how they're blessed. And they all have a different makeup. Some of the leaves on these plants are medicinal. Some of the leaves on these plants are more decorative, and it does things for the atmosphere. Every plant, everything made in creation has a purpose. And this is why I don't feel better than anybody else. But better is for me, and I make better decisions sometimes and oftentimes. Because there's no one plant better than the other. But if you are truly rooted in knowing there's something higher than you, you would not be so caught up in trying to impress the world with your riches, with your words, and whatever talents that were given to us. Many of us morphed them and warped them into something to bring us praise. I am nothing without the Creator. Just think of when you were a child and you're a little baby and you were helpless. When you came into this world, you couldn't feed yourself. You couldn't wipe yourself. You had to be protected. But many people forget that. They get arrogant, like they're the ones running this show. They're running this planet, and they're here today and they're gone tomorrow. I've seen it many times. I get that phone call frequently. One day my day will come, and I'll embrace it. But my only thing is for me to succeed in unearthing and planting and growing the seeds that are in me that I'm supposed to show that I was on this earth. You're not going to get a legacy from having the biggest house. You're not going to get a legacy from having the nicest car, or the most money, or the most jewelry, or the most fame, or the most status in the man-made world, because they can't do anything for you when it's time to leave. Think about that. So I'm here. I'm in ecstasy. I'm in bliss. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And I'm growing every day. And I'm cleansing every day. And for those in the past who may have screwed me over some kind of way, you might have gotten over. It's forgiven, but it's not forgotten. I don't harbor bad thoughts, but you won't get me again. That's the biggest revenge. That's the biggest revenge, is that you will not get the goodness of me with a bad heart full of envy and jealousy. Because I don't think that way. But I can't be bogged down thinking of these individuals and walking into my glorious future with these thoughts in my head because that means they won. But right now they haven't won. And I'm on my way to my victorious life. Even if it is a simple life away from the madness I do not crave. I don't crave that, never did. A lot came my way, but I didn't crave it. Got caught up in some things, you know, the lower vibrations. But if that's what I wanted, why am I out here now? Why am I finally seeing the world the way it is, ripped away from those things that bring us down and keep us low and keep us thinking a certain way? No, never that, no more. This is where it's at. And even if I travel anywhere in the world, which I plan on doing shortly, when certain projects are done, I'm not going to let those things and those places get a hold of me. I'm just going to see it for what it is. Because I will meet individuals who are vibrating on the same level. Not just with their words, because it's easy to use your words to convince people. I know many people like that. There were many on this platform who used to be here like that. But I have nothing to say because things will work out. Right? I'm blessed. I'm enjoying this. And all I can say is thank the Creator that made me, and thank you all who support this platform. Like, share, and subscribe. LANCESCURV.com is the site. LANCESCURV Media on Twitter, LANCESCURV on Instagram, LANCESCURV on Facebook, and all of those other platforms that I forgot that I'm on. Life is good and life is beautiful. Never forget that. And when you start to think otherwise, there's some house cleaning that you need to do around you, and most of all, on the inside. Because lots of times we're the ones keeping ourselves unhappy. Take yourself out of that place. Happiness is there. And when you get it, you don't ever want to do anything to let it go. Much love to you all. LANCESCURV out. On to the next one. Peace.
Make sure to go to LANCESCURV.com, an online magazine established in 2001. Containing written articles, thousands of talk shows and discussions, cutting-edge cartoons, as well as erotic expressions and tasteful adult photography. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. Once you get a taste of the world of LANCESCURV, trust me, you'll be back for more. LANCESCURV.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.
So, my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth.